Hey guys, Dan North here with Program Pro. If you're a trainer and your clients aren't getting the results that you expect, even though you're putting real thought into their program, this video is for you. I've been there and I've worked with a lot of trainers in the past who are seemingly doing everything right on paper, but are still struggling to see consistent progress with their clients. So in today's video, I'm gonna break down two of the biggest reasons why your program isn't working, plus more importantly, how to fix each one so your clients can actually start seeing the results that they want. If you find this helpful, all I ask for in return is that you please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. The first reason your program isn't working is because you don't have a clear focus. A recurring issue I see in a lot of programs is a lack of direction. Everything's just kind of thrown together with no clear emphasis or priority. Recently, I saw an ad from a trainer who said that their clients do a different workout every day. And for some people, that might sound great. People often stop going to the gym because they get bored. On the surface, a different workout every day might seem like the solution. But here's the thing. Strength training is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. And if your clients are always doing something new, they don't really have a chance to get better at anything. It's kind of like practicing guitar once a week and expecting to play like Eddie Van Halen. I used to fall into the trap of constantly coming up with new exercises so my clients wouldn't get bored. And if that sounds familiar to you as a trainer, take some solace in the fact that your clients are probably not bored of their program. You are. They're not consuming fitness content all day or writing programs for a bunch of different people like we are. What seems like small changes to us as trainers usually feels like big changes to the average client. Switching from a dumbbell bench press to a single arm press, or from a split squat to a rear foot elevated split squat, is often more than enough change to keep your client's program fresh. So don't stress yourself out trying to reinvent the wheel all the time. Yes, variety is necessary to break up the monotony of training sometimes, but your clients don't need to do a different workout every day. Instead, your program needs a clear focus. Or as Ron Swanson said,
never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing.
the simplest way to give your program direction is to use what I call priority exercises. Pick 1 to 2 movements you want your clients to get really good at, then build a program around improving those exercises. That might mean lifting more weight, doing more reps, improving their technique over time. This is way more effective than cycling through an exhaustive list of exercises and having your clients remaining mediocre at all of them. It's the difference between doing a lot and accomplishing very little and doing a little and accomplishing a lot. Because progress, however you define it, is a byproduct of training to perform better. And I found that one of the best ways to improve your client's performance is by prioritizing key exercises in their program. Now, you might be wondering, how do you know which exercises to prioritize? First, you need to decide what's important for your client based on their goals, injury history, training history, etc. If you train powerlifters, of course, their priority exercises are going to be the squat, bench, and deadlift. But if you train average general population clients, you don't need to rely on the barbell lifts. Personally, I like to keep it simple with 1 upper body priority and 1 lower body priority. The upper body exercises I tend to prioritize in my clients' programs are the chin up, bench press, and push up. The lower body exercises I tend to prioritize in my clients' programs are the trap bar deadlift and the rear foot elevated split squat. You don't have to use these exact exercises, they're just examples. Once you've chosen your priorities, the first thing you want to do is establish a baseline so you know where your client is starting. That might mean seeing how heavy they can lift for a certain amount of reps, or seeing how many repetitions they can perform, maybe of like a body weight exercise like push-ups or chin-ups. Or it might be something as simple as taking a video of one of their sets with their permission and using that to gauge progress in their technique over time. From there, you want to set a clear goal. Maybe your client wants to do their first chin-up or deadlift 2 times their body weight. Regardless of their goal, pick something clear and make it measurable so you can track progress along the way. Now, when you're programming your priority exercises in your clients' workouts, you want to train it first. Whatever gets trained first makes the most improvement. So that usually means programming your clients' priority exercises at the beginning of their training session. Afterwards, you want to program exercises that improve your priorities. So let's say your priority exercise for your client is the trap bar deadlift. You might want to program exercises that target the supportive muscles used in the deadlift. That might mean glutes, hamstrings, back, core, and grip. And finally, it's important to track your client's progress along the way. If you want to see exactly how I track my clients' progress, just let me know in the comments. With all that being said, just remember, if everything is a priority, nothing is. Pick something and help your clients get really good at it. The second major reason your program isn't working is that you're not using different rep ranges. On one end, you've got trainers who are constantly changing everything in an effort to confuse their clients' muscles. And on the other end, you have trainers who are doing the same 3 sets of 10 or 3 sets of 5 and rarely step outside of those rep ranges with no variety at all. This ultimately leaves results on the table because you're not exposing your clients to new challenges. A quote I love from Charles Poliquin is that there are a lot of effective rep schemes, but the problem with all of them is that they're only as good as the time it takes for your body to adapt to them. And out of all of the training variables, the body adapts to reps the fastest. That's why I personally like using undulating or nonlinear periodization with my clients. All that means is that the reps go up and down over time, either on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Here's what that might look like if the reps went up and down day to day. Now, here's what that might look like if the reps went up and down week to week. And finally, here's what that might look like if the reps fluctuated on a monthly or phase-to-phase basis. Some phases might focus on higher reps and more volume, while other phases might focus on lower reps and higher intensity before cycling back and repeating. Keep in mind, this is not the only way to structure an undulating program and is just one example of many. The key is to adjust your rep ranges so you can challenge your clients in new ways. I've found this works extremely well for general population clients for 2 main reasons. First, it allows for continued progression. If you stay in the same rep range, it works, as Poliquin said, until it doesn't. Rotating rep ranges in your client's program exposes them to new stresses, which is key if they want to get stronger, build muscle, or achieve any other goal that they want in a sustainable manner. Think of it this way, different goals require slightly different approaches, which is why I like undulating periodization for many of my clients. The second reason I like undulating rep schemes for my clients is more from a psychological standpoint. It keeps your program fresh. When your clients aren't doing the exact same thing every time they step in the gym, it keeps them excited about their program. And when they're engaged in their training, it keeps them consistent. And consistency is what ultimately drives results. I hope that helped. If you want a free 12-week plug-and-play program template that you can use with your own clients, plus a bunch of other free stuff, I'll include a link in the description. If there's another topic on program design that you want me to cover in the next video, just let me know in the comments. I read all of them and I'm more than happy to help. And finally, if you found this useful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for new videos on program design every week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.